Afternoon, YouTubers. I'm going to do a little walk around and startup procedure, run through some controls on a 2017 LS XG3025. It's a Mitsubishi diesel engine, 3-cylinder, and runs pretty good up here in the cold climate in the UP. She starts and runs really nice. Ignition switch down here, pull a little cap off, and this one is a 12-speed shuttle shift, and the shifter has to be in, both shifters have to be in neutral, so that's reverse, neutral, forward, neutral there, and neutral over here on the 4-speed shifter. And the clutch pedal's got to be down. Don't need to throttle to start it, but I kick it up just a little bit anyway. And you turn the key backwards and hold it. Your glow plug indicator is right here. It's kind of hard to see in the daytime, but there it is. And it's mostly automated. It'll kick off on its own, I think, after probably 30 or 40 seconds. There it goes there. And just give it a start. Runs real nice. Over here is the range selector. It's in mid-range now. You got low, mid, and high. And then your 2- and 4-wheel drive. That's 4-wheel drive to forward. That's 2-wheel drive. Over here with your 4-speed shifter is your 3-point hitch control. Grab that and raise it because I got a back plate back there. On the dash, you've got, pretty simple, just a temperature, fuel gauge, and your RPM and hour count. Tach is digital. And that's pretty all simple. There's the Pto control here. It's live. PTO's engaged. Now it's disengaged. I really dig that. The power steering, this has a dual hydraulic drive system on it. And what that means is you have one hydraulic drive strictly dedicated just to the steering. And then your other hydraulic drive to power the loader or your 3-point hitch. Or a backhoe if you had a backhoe. Nice single joystick control. Smooth, very smooth to operate. And it's got a pretty good lift system. Got the quick attach bucket on it. Skid steer quick attach, it's universal. You can put all kinds of implements on the front of that. Make sure that's level. Downforce, float position, so it just sits there. That clicks up in there for float. Powerful downforce, powerful little loader for this. It'll pick the front end right up. Push the clutch in. I'm in mid-range, so I'm going to put it in first gear. Click it forward. Back blade was up. Use the clutch out and away you go. This has been quite an amazing little powerful tractor for only being 25 net horsepower. It's 28.5 gross horsepower. But running it with a manual transmission like this, you get much more usable power to the ground versus having the hydrostatic model. That hydrostat drive takes away a lot of power from the engine. I'm going to go a little bit faster here. I'll put her up in third. There we go. Then we'll come over here and test that loader out for you a little bit. And I'll show you how easy this power steering is. We get down here, I got a little bitty sand area down here. One finger on the steering wheel. That's all it takes to steer this, even in the gnarliest of conditions. We can sink this thing right down in the sand and it still only takes one finger to steer it. I'm gonna put her back in low range here because I'm gonna dig. I put it in 4-wheel drive. It looks like gravel, but it's not. It's actually fairly soft sand. Come over here and dig it. And because of the downforce, nice, you can lift that front end up and I'll back drag this right into where I just dug it out from. This has been one heck of a good tractor already. Kind of digging around up there a little bit earlier. A lot of peat moss there, if that's what I call it anyway. Some tree stumps, and I wanted to kind of clear that area out. I've been doing it more here too. And a little bit over there. Next month I'm going to be having a whole bunch of gravel brought in here, 3-inch minus and 22A, because I'm in the process of rebuilding my quarter-mile long driveway. And some excess and overflows, I'm going to have the dump truck back in there and put the excess down in there. I like to hang on to that because I can use it for so much other stuff. This tractor is also equipped, which is kind of nice for doing a lot of loader work, with a foot throttle. Just a little metal bar sticking out there. And the 4-speed transmission and the shuttle shift are fully synchronized, which means you can wind this up and shift it like a car. No clutch. Didn't use the clutch at all for that. Using the foot throttle, I'm a truck driver, so if you can synchronize the gears manually by revving it, give it a little rev, give it a little rev, and you can keep on shifting. I'm down in 2nd gear now from 4th. There's 1st gear, just giving it a little rev on the throttle. It makes it kind of nice for being out if you're driving it down the road. I go about a half a mile down the road to one of my neighbor's houses. Helped him with a little bit of work. When you get it in high range, I don't know what I think LS said the top speed of the tractor is about 17 or 18 miles an hour. But in high range, you can really wind this thing up and shift it like a car using just that foot throttle, as long as you keep the hand throttle at idle all the way down. So yeah, it's a hell of a good tractor. Substantially cheaper in overall cost than a John Deere, and yet they use almost all the same parts. John Deere compact and subcompacts, Yanmar, Cub Cadet, made by Yanmar. So many of them, they're just all in, and they charge too much money for them, in my opinion. This LS with the loader, and I have liquid ballast in the rear tires. I got sugar beet juice in the rears. Out the door after tax was $17,200, and the same tractor, the identical tractor in John Deere, was almost 24 grand. So if you're looking for a hell of a good tractor that's going to hold up to anything you're going to do, and brand new, they come with a 5-year warranty, which outdoes John Deere even. Yeah, go with LS. Plus, I think the blue and white combo is better. I'm a bit of a Ford guy, and if we're on an old Ford compact tractor at a Ford 1700, and this is basically the brand new version of the Ford 1700. That was a Shibara tractor, and LS became the parent company of Shibara. So now if you find a New Holland tractor compact, chances are pretty good that LS parent company built the tractor, and it was either then built in Japan or South Korea, and they make a hell of a good tractor. I love this thing. So all right, I'll let you go, YouTuber. Signing off from Negaunee, Michigan, in the heartland of the UP. We'll catch you later.